Hello guys, this is Kenneth Master Coach Abel from Club Level Chess. In today's video, I'm going to cover how to play chess for a complete new beginners from the scratch. I'm going to cover 5 topics that I will in detail in less than 15 minutes. Give me just 15 minutes. First one, I'm going to cover how to move the chess pieces. The second one, how to attack, defend, and capture. Third one, we're gonna cover check and checkmate. And the fourth one, some basic opening rules and tricks. The last but not the least, the fifth one, we're going to see what and how to study chess. Let's start with the name of the pieces. This is the king. The king has a cross on it, and this is the queen. The queen has crown instead. This is a rook. This is a bishop. This is a knight or a horse, and these are pawns. We call these pawns. Okay. Now let's see how each pieces move. We're going to start from the rook. This is the rook. The rook moves forward, backward to the sidelines, but in straight lines. This rook can choose to go this side, this, or this side. So we can move forward, backward, but we cannot go here. There's a pawn here. We can still go here and this side. We cannot jump and eat. Let's say if this bishop here, the rook can eat this pawn, but cannot jump and go here. But he can take like this. Okay, now let's see the bishop. The bishop moves diagonally like this. Let's say the bishop is here. The bishop can go this way diagonally, or she can also go backwards. If it is light square, the bishop is gonna stay on the light square until the end of the game. If it is dark square bishop, let's say there is another bishop here, this bishop gonna stay. I'm gonna make this one red. The bishop gonna stay on the light square forever. Bishop can move like this. Sorry, oops, not this one. The bishop moves like this. If there is a dark square bishop, if it's light square, the bishop is gonna move diagonally like this. Okay. Now let's see the next one. The next one is a queen. The queen moves like a rook and a bishop combined. From here, the queen can go like this, like this, like this, in straight lines and diagonally. Combination of a bishop and queen. A rook. The queen can go anywhere. It's the most powerful piece in a game of chess. Okay. Now let's see. This is the knight. The knight moves like making small L. We can count 1, 2, 3. So he can land here or here. He can choose. We can count any direction 1, 2, 3 here or here. But here it is occupied by his own pieces, so he cannot go here. The knight is the only piece that can jump over in our piece or in our opponent's piece. The knight can also go here. Can also go here. Nice move. It's gonna make small L, the letter L. We can go here. Okay. Now let's see the pawns. How the pawns move. The pawns can move 2 steps. From here, I can also go 2 steps or 1 step. Only from the very beginning they can go 2 steps. Otherwise, they can only move 1 step. The pawn is the only piece that can not move backward. And if a pawn from here reaches here, we can promote to a queen, a rook, a bishop, or a knight, but not a pawn itself or a king. We cannot promote to a pawn or a king. The other one is when pawns move forward and they eat diagonally. Let's say if this pawn is here, black can choose to eat like they move forward and they eat diagonally. We are going eating diagonally and moving forward. Okay. Now let's see attack, capture, and defending. To understand this concept, we have to know the pointing system. Okay, we said the queen is the most powerful piece. The queen has 9 points. The most valuable piece, the most worthy piece is queen. Then the rook next to the queen. The rook has 5 points, and then the bishop and a knight have. The bishop and a knight has 3 points each. There were 3 points, and pawns have 1 point. Now let's make some exchanges and see attacks and captures. Okay. Now let's see fair trade. Fair trade is get about this pointing system. Let's say it's white to move here. White could take this knight. He's going to get 3 points, and we say the bishop moves diagonally and take this the knight on c6. This bishop can take back. Now let's see the exchange. White gets 3 points and black also gets 3 points. So this is the fair trade. And now again, this bishop is attacking this. And if white is not careful, he's going to lose 5 points. And even though he's getting back the bishop, he will lose a net of 2 points. Bishop has 3, rook has 5. So he should have to move this rook to be safe. So this is how our thought process should be. Okay, let's see this knight now. This knight could take this pawn, this pawn, but the bishop or the pawn will take back. This knight can take this, but the bishop or this pawn will take back. So we have to ask ourselves, is it safe? Can I hit his pawn? No, it's not safe. I shouldn't take it. He's going to lose a net of 2 points because he get only 1 point and lose 3 points. So it's not fair trade for him, and he shouldn't take this pawn. Okay. How about now let's think about a white move. White queen is seeing this pawn, and if white is planning to eat this pawn, is it good? What do you think? It's not good. If he takes, the black queen can take back, and he's going to lose a net of 8 points. He get only 1 point. We said pawns have only 1 point, and queen has 9, so he get 1 and lose 9 points. So he's gonna lose 8 points, a net of 8 points. So it's not a fair trade. He shouldn't take. Taking this pawn is a terrible mistake. Let's say black is now, let's say white on another case assumes maybe, okay, how about taking this pawn? Is it safe? You have to ask yourself, is it safe or not safe? If he takes this pawn, will take back. So this is not fair trade. He shouldn't take this back. Okay. Now let's say black here can take the king to safety. We call this castling. He moved the king 3 squares away and the rooks adjacent to it. This is called castling. The aim of castling is to take the king to safety. If we let the king to stay in the center longer, there could be many dangerous attacks, and there's a probability for the king to be checkmated. So taking castling is a good way to prevent a checkmate. Okay, let's see check and checkmate. Now when we see this bishop is attacking this, the queen is also attacking this. Now let's say black moves some random goofy moves like this, and now let's see here white could give a check with his queen like this. A check means the king is under attack and we have to move it, or we have to do something about it. The queen is seeing the king like this, and the king has to move here. We call this check. So he needs to move the king. He cannot go here. Still the queen will see it if he goes to h8. If he goes to f8, still the queen is on the same diagonal, on the same rank, so he cannot go here or here. He can only go here, and we call this check. The king is under attack and we have to do something. So sometimes we can block, sometimes we can move away, or sometimes we can capture to defend a check. Now let's see what a checkmate means. Let's say this rook can go here, and now the king cannot go here or here or here. All the squares are taken for the king. We call this checkmate. The king has nowhere to go. The game is over. The aim of the game is to checkmate the king. If the king is checkmated, we don't need to eat all other opponent's pieces, or the game will be over. We call this checkmate. Now let's see the final part of it. We're going to see about opening. Opening. When we think of opening, we have to always take care of the center. These are the 4 most important centers. So when we play opening, we have to think about this. This e4 move is a center taking move, so it's good move. Black could also do the same by moving this. white can choose to go d5 also, d5, d4, I mean d4. Okay, for instruction purpose, let's see e4 here. You can also e5. We are developing our pieces. We usually prefer to move the knight before the bishop, and now he can do the same. Now also white is attacking this pawn. He has to defend. He can defend with his knight, and the bishop can go here. He can do the same, and we call this castling, the king into safety. Okay, this is a good kind of play. Now let's say I'm going to show you two kinds of tricks that could happen in most of the beginners opening, and I will show you how we can prevent this. Okay, it could terribly end in just two moves in some cases if white do not know what is he's going. Let's say he starts with f3 and black goes here e6, and if he goes g4 here, the game could end in just two moves. Black can give a check here, and the king now cannot move his piece, and he cannot cover anything, and it's going to be checkmate. So we have to know this. We shouldn't move f-pawn. Pushing the f-pawn is a terrible mistake in the opening, so we should stay away from pushing the f-pawn. Okay, this is called a full smith. Now let's see a second kind of a four-move checkmate. I will show you here. It will start with e4, e5, bishop c4, knight c6. The queen goes to h5 and attacking the f7. If black is not careful and he don't know what to do here, let's say he moves the knight, this queen can eat and the game will be over. We call this scholar's checkmate. The king cannot eat this queen because it's protected by the bishop and the game will be over. So to prevent this scholar's mate, we have to know the defense, how to prevent this. I'm going to show you here how to defend. Okay. Here, we can move this knight. When he moves the bishop here, we can kick away the queen by pushing here. Now, if he tries to goes to f3 and still trying to attack this f7 pawn with the bishop and the queen, we can now move our queen here and exchange. If we exchange, we learned about it, it's going to be fair trade and he's not getting anywhere. And we can just move this and castle safely. This is called a scholar's checkmate. Okay, the last thing that I want to show you here before the end of the video is there are two websites you can use for study or play. Is the first one is lichess.org. As you can see, you can browse by writing here. I already have an account here. You can sign up and play here. There are a lot of options. We can learn, we can do puzzles, we can even play in the house with the family, or we can go to the local club. And the second website is here is chess.com. You can also sign up for free. There are more puzzles we can learn from here. We can do a lot of things. For example, there are a lot of options. We can study indie games, openings, a lot of things. It gives us a choice what to do here, and we can learn and improve our chess. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.